Hello, my name is Cooper Kid and I use they them pronouns. You may have seen some of the other videos that I created, but if not, I would recommend that you watch Trans 101 as it may help you better understand the topics of this video. This video will focus on non-binary people and how to be respectful and supportive of them. What does it mean to be non-binary? Most people, including most transgender people, identify as either male or female, but some people do not fit into these two categories and identify outside of male and female. For example, I do not identify as a man or a woman, and identify as genderqueer non-binary. Non-binary is just one of many words that people use to describe themselves, and an umbrella term of sorts for people who identify outside of male and female. Where does the term non-binary come from? Well, many societies recognize two genders, male and female, which is sometimes referred to as a gender binary, because binary means having two parts. Therefore, non-binary is one term that people use to describe genders, and people with genders that don't fall into the male and female categories. Here are some fast facts about non-binary people that may help with your understanding of non-binary individuals. Non-binary people are not new and have been around for millennia. Did you know that in Mesopotamian mythology, among the earliest written records of humanity, there are references to types of people who are neither male nor female? It is also important to note that most transgender people are not non-binary, and that being non-binary is not the same thing as being intersex. Intersex people have anatomy or genes that don't fit typical definitions of male or female, and most intersex people identify as either men or women, though some intersex people do identify as non-binary. If a person identifies as neither male nor female, do they medically transition like other trans folks? So this question depends on the individual, and it is a very personal decision for folks to make. Not all trans people medically transition, and it is important to note that this is not an appropriate question for anyone, non-binary or not, unless you are a medical provider and it impacts the care that you are providing. But to answer your question, some but not all non-binary people undergo medical procedures. What gender pronouns and names do non-binary people use? The gender pronouns that non-binary people use vary from individual to individual, and it is important that you do not assume what pronouns people use. Therefore, it is important that you ask what pronouns and name people prefer and use them. How do I know if someone identifies as non-binary? The answer to this question is that you don't. You cannot tell if someone is non-binary by just looking at them, just like you cannot tell if someone is gay by looking at them. And it is not okay to ask someone this information either. If an individual chooses to disclose, that is up to them, not you. What bathroom do non-binary people use? Again, this is a very individual choice that individuals make. Some non-binary people use gendered bathrooms, but others are not comfortable doing so. For some non-binary people, figuring out what bathroom to use can be challenging, and using gendered bathrooms may be unsafe for them. In some places, there are gender-neutral restrooms, and it is important to know where these restrooms are. It should also be noted that non-binary people should be supported by being able to use the restroom that they want to. What are some ways to be supportive of non-binary people? There are many ways to be supportive of non-binary people. One of the most important things to recognize and acknowledge is that you do not have to understand what it means for someone to be non-binary to support them. This goes for all members of the LGBTQ+ community and is very important because even if you don't understand someone, does not mean that you do not have to respect them. It is also important to talk to non-binary people to learn more about their experiences. There is no one way to be non-binary. We have reached the end of this video, and I hope that it was helpful for you. I also hope that you have a great day. Goodbye!